Okay, Dennis, thanks so much for talking to us today. I know you guys have played Atlantic City a bunch of times before. Is that are those Northeast shows is it a different vibe because it's such like an Irish kind of American area, or is it sort of, what's it like to play there?
Well, the Northeast, I think, there's a lot of Irish Americans there, but there's just basically a lot of Flogging Molly fans, and the demand is there for us to play there. Me personally, I'm from the Northeast, Rochester, New York, so I have a personal joy of playing there and have more of a personal connection to it.
And now, the last album, Speed of Darkness, it had a lot of songs that sort of touched on the economic problems in the country and the challenges people face. So now that we're a couple of years away from, when the album came out, I'm curious how the songs are standing up. Are they still resonating with people? Is there sort of a fine line between being topical and wanting songs that will, last for a long time? Or
Detroit just went bankrupt today. I don't know if you heard that. I just saw that in the New York Times.
Wait, what went bankrupt?
Detroit filed for bankruptcy.
Oh, Detroit. Oh, right. Right, yeah.
Because first time a major American city in the history of the United States has filed for bankruptcy. I could be wrong on that one, but that to me is an indication that we're not out of the crisis. I'm sure the people at the top, from what I understand, are doing fine. The stock market's doing well, but I think middle America, lower income people are really, really still having a hard time. And I think the Speed of Darkness will resonate for years to come as long as this social and economic situation continues the way it is. I think most of the songs on it will. There's other songs on there that I think are pretty timeless. It can apply to any generation at any time. But unfortunately, this is probably not going to end anytime soon. So I think the relevance of Speed of Darkness is still there. I think fans that I meet and talk to still connect with it and relate to it. So that was a good question. It's ironic that Detroit filed for bankruptcy the day you asked me the question.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Detroit, for doing that. No, I'm kidding. And I think it's interesting that you're known for kind of, as a band, for these sort of some darker songs and taking on these tough topics, but yet also known for these really rollicking, exciting, fun shows. And so is that sort of the music sort of sets the tone, the sound sets the tone, even though the lyrics might be sort of dark, but you sort of have this upbeat quality to a lot of the songs? Or?
Yeah, I think we've done that since day one. If you listen to our first album, Swagger, Dave's father passed away when Dave was very young, and there's songs on that about losing your father or a loved one at such a young age. And there's a certain sentiment that I find after being in this band and meeting so many Irish people, having all these horrible times, troubles, and problems, but they have a way of putting a little bit of, I don't want to say humor, but they combine a certain element of optimism or humor instead of just completely dour, dark, brooding. There's a little bit of, I don't know, looking maybe on the bright side of things as well.
Right.
And I think our music, tonally, sonically, yes, it sounds chipper and upbeat, and you want to grab a beer and smash into your friends and fall on your face drunk and have fun and all that. But I think you can combine the sentiment of loss, pain, love, losing your job, or these things that happen to people in everyday life but at the end of it, you also, you can't just keep harping on that. You have to, I guess, move on, and I think the Irish culture has always had that in it, that little sense, that little twinkle of optimism or humor at the end of such a horrible thing.
And so do you know where you're headed with new music? Have you started working on the next album, or do you write songs along the way, or do you do them all in sort of a bunch when you're getting ready for an album?
Dave, our singer, is the principal songwriter, and we've purposely had a light year so he can write and focus on writing a new record. Me personally, I'm always coming up with ideas and song ideas and parts, and I record them, and with whatever sticks, and whatever works, and all the other band members do the same. And when we get together, you just try to connect it all and fit it all together. And sometimes you don't use any of the ideas you had for a song. You just come up with new things on the spot. But Dave has been writing this past year for another record.
And is this to be recorded in 2013, or you're not sure yet?
I'm thinking it's going to be recorded next year. Because this year we're heading over to Russia and Europe for the month of August, and then the month of November we're going to be back over in Europe. So I think that pretty much pushes it to next year. And then, next year in the springtime we have our annual Green 17 tour. And so I think it's going to be next year.
And when you say you sort of record these bits of different things at different times, is there a starting point for you? Is it rock, Celtic music, punk? Is there a sort of a foundation that you draw from when you're sort of, playing with music?
It's odd. It's one of those things. I probably have hours of ideas that wouldn't be right for the band Flogging Molly, but just still, get it out of my system and put it down. Sometimes I'll purposely put a banjo on or play a banjo because I have a banjo, and it forces me to think differently and outside the box of I play the electric guitar, so it just makes me think differently, and I'll do things like that, or I can plunk out things on the piano. I'll do some things like that to inspire myself to do different things. So I really don't have a starting point. It's kind of whenever it hits me. And thank God for my iPhone now with the recording app they have, because it's those moments that I've seen Dave do it too. Actually, it's funny when he gets like zapped with an idea, he just immediately takes it out and either sings into it or talks the lyric into it, and then you have it. It's a great tool to have with you. I mean, before I used to have a tape recorder with me at all times, or wait and try to memorize it till I got to a tape recorder.
Yeah, I hate when I have those great ideas in the shower. It's like, what do you do then? You have to hold on to it.
Yeah, on the airplane. Well, you could use your phone on an airplane, I guess. But it's exactly, precisely that. It's just one of those things where you wake up with an idea, and when it comes, it comes. And it's getting it down is the important part. And having said that, sometimes they sound like complete crap after you listen back to them. A few days later, you're like, what the hell was I thinking? And sometimes, the really good ones, I think, hold up, and after you keep listening to them and honing them and working on them, they generally develop into something good.
And so, how do you sort of explain the band's chemistry after all these years? Is there, why do you think you'd be able to sort of make it all work just spend a lot of time on the road together, but sometimes that can be a bad thing for a band. So.
Yeah, water and oil. No, that's not our chemistry. It's a really funny thing. I say that joking, but it is really true. We are 7 completely different people from all walks of life, different ages, different countries, different backgrounds, different social. We couldn't be more different people, but we got together in this band And the band is what kind of solidifies us, and we've grown together as like I call it my second family. And the chemistry, it's what we have is chemistry. We have a chemistry that, whatever we do, we take time off, take this long time off, and when we start playing, it's like, yeah, this is Flogging Molly. It's you can't just deny it, or it's the chemistry that we have when we're together. When we try to play cover songs and we do things, it's just our chemistry together. That's kind of what we do and who we are. And I think it's a thing that I'll always say, and it's the legacy of the band is our chemistry, what we have together. I mean, outside of the music we play together, I don't know what the hell would even be. But you see, I don't know if you see my point. Where it's almost like you couldn't find 7 different people, put them in a room, and say, make music now and create this music that people will enjoy and listen to. I think we're blessed, actually, that it just came together. It's kind of fell together.
Sort of the opposites attract kind of theory of life, that, it's having all these different personalities, and that somehow it all comes together in the music, even if it wouldn't come together in another setting, perhaps, or something.
You're the true professional, my friend. Yes, that is exactly what I was trying to say.
Well, I'm glad we're on the same page here. All right, and anything else going on with the band that I should know about? Any other news or anything else before we go today?
Well, I covered the tour dates. I think, we've been recording a lot of, I think we've been recording every show now for the last 10 years, if I'm not mistaken. So we have, we want to go back and look at, find some real gems, some real magical moments, and perhaps put that out on a record. That's another thing we're talking about at the moment, from all over the world. So that'll take some time, but it'll be a fun project, I think, to find just some of those magical nights or songs, or sometimes we just started playing a Johnny Cash song, and a couple of times it just sounded so great. So that might be the next project or the next thing we put out. We're talking about that. So far that's pretty much it for us right now.
And that would be, have you done a live album before, or would this be the first time you're doing something like this?
Yeah, we've done, our first record was a live album, and then we put out, we got I think we have 3 live records. We're trying to catch up to the Rolling Stones. I think they have like 15.
Right.
But
this would be something different, that it's this sort of sampling of all these different songs from different shows, is what you're saying. It's sort of like a greatest hits of a live album or something.
Yes, and also maybe a change of arrangement in the performance, or who knows? It's been 10 years. It's hard to remember everything. When you start revisiting some of this stuff, you go, oh yeah. And sometimes, if a song is just completely kicking your ass, sounding great, that would be a good thing to share with people.
Okay, well, I think that's everything on my list. So thanks so much, Dennis. Appreciate you calling in today.
My pleasure.
Okay, take care. Thanks.
You too. Bye.